We are now studying the Rohini Nakshatra mantras. So, in the last class, we looked at the Puronuvakya mantra. So, as I mentioned, that each one of these Nakshatra mantras are divided into two parts. The first part is called Puronuvakya, and the second part is called Vachya mantra. So, last week we saw the meaning of Puronuvakya mantras. This week we will see the meaning of the Vachya mantras. So Rohini Devi in this mantra, as we saw, is the consort of Prajapati, and she is also the participant in the creation process. So Prajapati by himself cannot create, Rohini by herself cannot create. This Shakti and the Purusha combination has to happen. It is then the creation process happens. So the mantra is now saying, this Rohini Devi, who is the consort of Prajapati, who is a participant in the creation process, may she bestow upon us all the merit, all the punya. That punya which arises from yajna. Now, what is the quality of the Rohini Devi? She has variegated beauty. So many ways in which her beauty shines through. She is excellent and she is having an amazing luster. And then may she accept our oblations. Such Rohini Devi also grant us long life along with excellent children and grandchildren. So this is the summary of the Puronuvakya mantra which we studied last week. So today the next is the Vachya mantra, which is Rohini Devyudagat Purastat Vishwarupani Pratimodamana Prajapatigam Havisha Vardhayanti Priya Deva Namupayatu Yajnam. Rohini Devi Yajnam Upayatu. So that is the key phrase. May Rohini Devi come to our yajna. How? Vishwarupani Prati. Prati means towards. Vishwarupani, for all the created beings that are there, to all of them, who are spread everywhere, pervading everywhere, without any exception, modamana, that means causing delight. So how do I want her to come? Not just for my sake, or not just for my family's sake, but Vishwarupani, for everybody in the universe. I am inviting you, but as you are coming to me, you give actual grandeur to every being everywhere. Vishwarupani Modamana, causing delight. So, and it's a very perceptible emotion. Delight is a very perceptible. We may feel good, but then delight is something much more than that. So give delight to everybody as you come here. And how are you? Purastat Udagat. Udagat Purastat. Udagat means daybreak. Purastat means before. Before even the day breaks, before people are awake, before people can get into their lives, to them, start their day with delight. And that is how you come. It can also mean even before the manifestation of the creation itself. But I prefer the previous definition, because she brought delight in the beginning of the creation, but there can be atrophy, isn't it? But here every day before everybody arises, you come first, and then you so make it that everybody wakes up with a feeling of delight. Like that, you please come. And not only that, you should also bring delight to the gods. Priya Devanam. You are dear to the Devatas, and you are also do what is good for the Devatas. Not only that, all the oblations that everybody everywhere offers, Prajapatim Havisha Vardhayanti. Havisha by means of the oblations you receive from others, by means of her own oblations to her husband, Prajapati Vardhayanti. Let her, your husband, grow. Give the oblations of your blessing to your husband, Prajapati, with a dedication to strengthen him. Because only when Prajapati is strong, great creation is possible. And therefore you strengthen him, and with that spirit you come to our yajna. So the tatparya of the Vachya mantra is Rohini, the consort of Prajapati, who delights all of the creation. She is herself joyous, because unless she is joyous and happy, how can she give happiness to others? So you are yourself joyous. You appear in the east before all the beings awake, and you nourish your husband Prajapati with the oblations that are given by the devotees, and also delighting all the gods with this prerequisite, making everybody on your path happy. Come to my yajna. Because it's not after coming to my yajna, taking my prayers, then you make everybody happy. You come here making everybody happy. See, this is a very beautiful mantras. Whenever we organize a puja or a yajna, then we will say, before I even start this yajna, may all the living beings be happy. So what is the central theme here? The central theme is Rohini Devi is Ananda Swarupaha. Her very form is that of joy, that of delight. Only one who is joyful can give and create joy to others. And therefore, this is also an instruction to us that in all circumstances, I must be joyful, no matter what the challenge is there. When I am joyful, I can share that joy to others. Just like that, if I am sad and sorrowful, I will give only sorrow. So what I have only can give, isn't it? So Rohini Devi is setting this example. Now the question is, where does she derive her joy and delight? From where does she get it? She gets it because her project is to delight others. Everything else is secondary to her. And therefore she comes with that spirit of delighting everybody. She delights others, she delights the devatas, she delights the devotees, and especially she delights her own husband, who is right next to her, Prajapati. Because it is then, that means her heart is so wide, so expansive, her heart is so excellent that there is no place for any sadness in her heart. Such Rohini Devi I want in my yajna. Why do you want to call yajna all those people who are crying and complaining and shouting? Why do you want them? Because they are going to only pollute the atmosphere. So we want those energies which are delightful, which give delight, and which bring delight to everybody. Such Rohini Devi, may she come. Subtext is, only when we share joy with others, we will be joyful. That's again the subject matter. Why does she do all these things? What is the agenda? What is her intention? It is because unless everybody is joyful, how can Rohini Devi be joyful? So she gives joy to everybody, telling us that you also be one sense. Always spread joy to others. If we have dukkha, let's keep the dukkha within ourselves and only share our joy with others. And that is the moral here Rohini Devi is showing. So this, the devata of the Rohini Nakshatra is very easy to guess, because in the mantra itself, the word Prajapati has come. So Prajapati is the devata. So what does Prajapati represent? Prajapati represents yajna. Because when we do the Vyahriti mantras, Om Bhu Swaha Agnaya Idannamama Om Bhuvasvaha Vajavaidan Namama. Om Suvasvaha Suryayedan Namama. Om Bhur Bhuvasvasvaha Prajapataya Idan Namama. So who is this Prajapati? He represents the Yajna principle at all the three levels. Bhuhu, Bhuvaha, Suvaha. Therefore, Prajapati can almost be taken as synonymous to Yajna. So what is Rohini? Rohini represents Ananda. So when Rohini and the Prajapati come, what happens? In the Yajna, the process is receiving of the oblations. So look at it from the point of view of Prajapati and Rohini. Prajapati is receiving our oblations. That means from the world, Prajapati is taking prayers. From the living beings, Prajapati is taking all the offerings. Then, when it is received by Prajapati, all these oblations are garnished by the joy of Rohini. The best of the dishes become most tasteful only after garnishing, isn't it? And that garnishing is the ananda that is supplied by Rohini when what is received by Yajna, when it is mixed with ananda, then it becomes Samskriti. Then what is culture? Culture is Yajna mixed with ananda. What is fine art? Fine art is Yajna coupled with joy. That is why among all the performances, the most delightful performance is fine arts. What happens in fine arts? When you sing music, when you play music, when you do dance, what is happening? Yajna is happening. But in that yajna, what is the mixture? The mixture is the joy. And therefore it delights. That means the culture of receiving, combining with our own joyful attitude and giving back everything we have received to the world is the central message of the Rohini Nakshatra mantra. So this mantra also sets a standard for how a household should be. How should we run our family? Prajapati, the progenitor, he has a strong commitment to support his patni. That's the role that a husband should play. And the wife, she actually strengthens her husband, Havisha. Prajapati, Havisha Vardhayanti. By means of her support for her husband, she also endears herself to others. Devanam Modamana, what does it mean? It means every guest, every person who comes to the house, who makes the guests welcome and who makes them delighted? It is the householder. It is the wife of the householder. So together they have got to bring delight to all that come to our house. So Rohini, Patni of Prajapati, along with her own delight, Devanam Modamana, she gives joy to everybody who comes to the house, Priya Devanam. Then she also creates a home which cheers all those who visit them. Vishwarupani Pratimodamana. And this she does before anybody can even stir. And therefore, Purastat Udagat. So this is also the philosophical and ethical message of Rohini